Well, Tesla just had their earnings, and it wasn't the greatest earnings call ever. They reported some disappointing numbers, a lot of things slumping, sales slumping, things not going quite as great as people are planning for because the stock is priced to perfection, like it's growing like a rocket ship, and it's still $1 trillion company, but it's not really bringing the growth along with it or the numbers to kind of support that. And who knows how long Tesla could maintain this level, or maybe they turn around and Elon Musk flips a switch and all of a sudden they're raking in money hand over fist. I don't know how that's going to be possible, but they did have their earnings. And he also is talking about some crazy, crazy valuations for Tesla, just like he always does, and is more than likely never going to happen. But I mean, we'll see. Tesla here, a miss as their auto revenue drops for the second straight quarter. So the car company, because that is where they make the majority of their money, their car sales are going down. Not great for them, right? A big thing. So we'll see this. They had a 16% decline in automotive revenue. Not good for a car company, right? Your main way you make money is selling cars. Elon Musk can say they're an energy company or an AI company or this and that. They make money through car sales. If you're not selling cars, then you're not making the vast majority of the money for the company. So the big thing here also that he says is right here, saying we probably could have a few rough quarters. I'm not saying that we will, but we could. So Elon coming out saying, it could be a little rough out here. And you definitely don't want to hear that from Elon Musk, because who knows how long a few quarters is. Because when you look back to his promise of full self-driving, it's been coming next year, every year for the past like 10 plus years. So if he says a rough few quarters, is that going to be a decade of rough quarters where, it's just a few rough quarters, it's coming next quarter? Is that the story we're going to go down, right? Is he going to go that way? Is it actually looking like not very good for the future? Because that's just kind of how his timeline works. But the numbers for Tesla, not great, right? The reports and everything. But this is more focused on Elon Musk and what he's saying. You can look at this stock real quick. Nothing insane really happened. I mean, a move down here. I think this was before earnings or during the earnings, whatever. Move down here, kind of bouncing back up a little bit. So nothing crazy going on with Tesla stock itself, even after this earnings. Let's see, year to date is not good. Minus 18% is terrible on a year where the S&P is up. I think it's up like 9% or something. It's up a good amount. Massive index funds are up. Bitcoin's up insane for the year. So Tesla slumping in a good year is not a great sign for things, but I guess we'll see. But Elon Musk has an insane valuation that he says is possible for Tesla right here. Because we have this guy here, the chief investment officer, Keith Fitzgerald, says betting against Elon is like betting against Steve Jobs. And he believes Tesla's heading towards a $20 trillion valuation. $20 trillion. Do you know how absolutely insane that is for a company? Like, the amount of money you have to be printing to justify that valuation is like changing the world. And maybe Tesla's, like, the story can get there. I don't know if their money can, because of all the stuff going on with Elon Musk politically, kind of separating into different factions of people who support him, people who hate him, getting more of groups of those people. And in a business, you just want everyone to just kind of not think of you in that way and just buy your stuff because you want to make money. And Elon Musk responds to this saying, extreme execution is needed, but a valuation of $20 trillion for Tesla is possible. How $20 trillion for Tesla is possible? Where are we pulling these numbers from? It doesn't make any sense. $20 trillion valuation when currently it's $1 trillion, worth more than every other automaker on the planet, up there with the tech companies that you say is a tech company, but it's going to be bigger than all of them combined. I mean, we can look at like top assets here. $20 trillion is gold. Bitcoin here is $2.3 trillion. So, I mean, I'm a Bitcoin bull, Bitcoin guy, believe in Bitcoin, and I think Bitcoin could go to that, could go to gold, $20 trillion market. But That's comparing it to gold itself. The market currently there, gold is compared to Bitcoin. Said it's going to be digital gold. People compare it that way. So when you talk $20 trillion for Bitcoin, you do think, okay, gold's 20 trillion, Bitcoin 20 trillion, that's the market that it's competing for. Okay. But the market Tesla is competing for is the car market, maybe a tech market. Nvidia, they have to buy all their stuff from Nvidia for their AI things, but big tech and stuff is like 3 trillion, 4 trillion. Nvidia is like exploded, but it's not $20 trillion, right? So 20 trillion would be worth more than all the big tech companies combined, which I just don't see that valuation being something that's reasonable. I think if we get to a point where Tesla is a $20 trillion company, I think the dollar might actually be pretty worthless. But there is a plan. Elon Musk has a plan. He knows what the people want. And these cars, they're not really selling. They're not really doing their thing. The money's not coming in from them. But there's one thing that could change the entire direction of this company, that could make them so much money they wouldn't even know what to do with it. And that is this right here, that he is going to be bringing back Vine, but in AI form. So this is the $20 trillion idea, or I guess 19 trillion. Tesla's a $1 trillion company. $19 trillion idea is to bring back Vine, but make it AI. Don't forget the AI buzzword. That's the most important part. How else are you going to sell this to people unless you have the AI buzzword built in? And I'm sure in a world where TikTok's taken over and YouTube Shorts is competing with TikTok, and these two giants are going at it, that Vine, that did this first and did it successfully first but shut down, but didn't have competition back then, surely they come back and just destroy everyone, and Vine brings Tesla to a $20 trillion market cap, and we're all thinking, man, how do we miss this? He tweeted it. He told us what we were going to do, and we missed out. But yeah, Tesla, I don't see it going to $20 trillion. I don't know if that even be possible without some massive like devaluation of the dollar, where the dollar isn't worth anywhere near what it used to be, and like companies are trading at 20 trillion, $100 trillion. It's like Zimbabwe dollars going on here. But to go to 20 trillion for Tesla, like, if I had to pick a company, I don't even know if you could pick Nvidia to do that. And they've been rocket shipping up, being like spectacular, selling their things, doing it longer than people thought they were going to be able to do it for. And maybe they are going to continue to do it and be the cornerstone of this AI thing. But we're getting to a point where AI needs to become profitable. These analysts and Wall Street is asking these companies, you're spending billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars in some cases, and we need to see a return on that. Where is the money coming from? Because if they don't start getting a return, they're going to have to start spending less money, start saving that money, and start putting it somewhere else. And that's going to hurt Nvidia. They're not going to be buying the Nvidia chips so much that Nvidia has a massive profit margin on. And then that comes down. So this whole AI thing has kind of been running up, going crazy. But it's time to make business sense. And currently, there's not really anyone doing that. They don't have AI figured out how it's going to be profitable and make money and do things for the company. But I mean, maybe they'll figure it out, but it's just not the case right now. The only thing I would pick to go to $20 trillion at some point would be Bitcoin. I wouldn't bet on a company. I would bet on Bitcoin, but that's just me. That's going to do it for this video. As always, don't forget to smash that button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next